And joining us now with more on the latest developments in Gaza is Brigadier General in the Reserves Amir Avivi, Chairman and founder of the Israel Defense and Security Forum. Thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure, Lida.
So the United States is now directly speaking to Hamas. This is a first, and Israel isn't too pleased. I mean, what do you make of this unilateral move?
I think it's very problematic going around Israel with somebody who doesn't have experience, doesn't know the culture. I think it's sending a message to Hamas that this enforces them, that they can continue holding the hostages. I don't see it as an act that strengthens Israel but weakens it. I would have expected the U.S. to send a clear message to Qatar, Egypt, Turkey, hand us over all the leadership of Hamas. These Hamas leaders killed more than 50 Americans, took hostages. I think that if we want to pressure them to release hostages, let's arrest all of them. Let's send a message to Qatar, hand them over, all the leadership. And then we might see pressure mounting and our hostages coming back. These talks might go more and more and prolong, and this will only distance the moment where we'll see our hostages.
Mm-hmm. And an Israeli delegation finally heading to Doha for talks today. But as you said, I mean, it seems that since the end of the first phase of the ceasefire agreements, Israel has been in limbo. You know, President Trump even publicly gave Israel a green light to go back into Gaza, saying, if we remember, all hell would break loose. But yet here we are 10 days later and no real progress is being made. Do you think this was perhaps a missed opportunity on Israel's part?
It's not a missed opportunity yet. Obviously, we want to do everything possible to bring back the hostages before we go in. Mm-hmm. But there needs to be a red line. I mean, we're getting closer to the moment where Israel will have to decide we are going in full scale on a decisive attack to destroy Hamas as a governmental and military entity and bring back our hostages and create a completely different reality in Gaza. The forces are training, are getting ready. The plans have been approved. If Hamas in the coming days doesn't start bringing back hostages again, I think we'll have no choice but to go in.
Is that your estimate, that it could be a matter of days? Because, you know, how much longer can Hamas really draw out these negotiations, draw out the ceasefire? I mean, we know that with every day that passes, Hamas is able to rebuild.
Hamas will continue for years. If we create a reality that this negotiation is going to be done while there is a ceasefire and no military pressure, they will talk and talk for years, just as we had with Gilad Shalit, 5.5 years. 5.5 years, Gilad Shalit was in hostage. We cannot have this reality with our hostages. Hamas is going to try and extend this forever. So we need to give a red line. Either you release hostages, and then we're willing to extend the ceasefire and also release terrorists, or we are going back and destroying you. And this time it needs to be all the way, destroy Hamas.
Mm-hmm. And I do want to turn now to the Arab plan for Gaza. It's a direct challenge to President Trump's plan. It calls for the reconstruction of Gaza without displacing Palestinians, but it wants the Palestinian Authority in control. I mean, what do you make of this plan?
Well, they obviously want Hamas and the Palestinians to stay in Gaza. They want to continue challenging us. They want to continue seeing us in ongoing wars. We cannot accept that. The day after in Gaza, this place needs to be completely cleaned of Hamas and with massive relocation of the Gazans. This is the only way Israel can really have safety and not the need to go again and again on operations and wars. I think we should stick with Trump's plan. It's a good plan. We need the U.S. and the Israeli government to find countries that will be willing to receive the Gazans. The IDF is ready logistically to relocate any Gazan that will want to relocate anywhere. And we should reject completely the Arab plan and stick to Trump's plan.
All right, Brigadier General Amir Avivi, thank you so much for your analysis today.
My pleasure.